Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. So today I have another weekly planning routine video for you. This week we are planning for the week of January 23rd. We're going to start in my MakseLife in my quarterly companion notebooks, where I will be breaking down my January goals into weekly action items for the week ahead. I've also got my Erin Condren Daily Duo. We're going to do a little bit of planning for this weekend to come. It is actually Friday the week before when I'm filming this. You'll also get to see me set up for Monday in my daily planner, and then I also have my weekly overview spread. So I don't have one set planner that I use for weekly overview spreads. I just mix things up depending on what I'm feeling or what kind of week I'm having, and this week I'm going to be using my Ink & Volt desktop dashboard. I absolutely love this thing. Ink & Volt gifted me this last year, and I'm just so obsessed with it. It is absolutely my favorite notepad, and I think it's just a really great format for a weekly dashboard. So you will get to see me set up that as well, but I'm actually going to put this aside until later in the weekend. I really like doing the weekly overview spreads on Sunday, but I really miss doing my weekly actions on Friday. I find it really helpful to check in with my goals on Friday because, one, I still have time to take care of some things over the weekend if I want to focus on that, and two, it's just really a nice thing to do like while the house is quiet and empty and the kids are all in school. So that is where we're going to start today. So here is my MakseLife folio. For right now, what I have in here is my annual notebook, my first companion notebook, which we're going to use today, and then the reflections and gratitude notebook, which I'm going to put that off to the side right now and grab my quarterly companion notebook. And these were my weekly actions for this week. So we're going to run through these, see what I've done, see what's still pending, what needs to be shuffled, and what I can handle over the weekend, do a little bit of reflecting, and then set up for next week. So running through, I did both of the tasks in my personal category. We had that play date, we did the ski list, and I did not think about the kids' birthdays, and we don't really have weekend plans just because if you watched my plan with me last week, we still have a family member in the hospital and we're trying to be really flexible. So I kind of have like a vague idea of what we're doing this weekend, but it's much less plans than we usually have, but that is kind of by design this week. So, I mean, I handled it the way I needed to handle it, but I wouldn't go so far as to say I have actual plans. Okay, my blog was done and I took care of my channel stuff. Routines are going well. The timers was not great this week, but there was a lot going on. I did not get the kids' dentist appointment booked, so I still need to take care of that. I did this, did all of this stuff. This I'm hoping to take care of this weekend, and I got this booked. So the one that I want to do over the weekend, which I'm just going to go ahead and highlight because of that, is let's take a look at the quote. And the other stuff I will let go, at least for now, and potentially pick up the last couple of little things like the booking the dentist and the birthday parties and stuff next week. Speaking of which, the other thing that I like to track in with before I do my reflections is actually my habit tracker. So this was my weekly overview spread from last week. Currently Friday. Usually I like this to be all the way filled by the time we get into the day, but I didn't feel like doing it last night. So I will just like write something down there or decorate that up with stickers and then add in a couple of pieces for the weekend. So that is where we're at with things. Again, the basement quote there is what I still would like to focus on. Weekend, you know, what's going to happen is going to happen. And the kids' dentist appointments I will call next week. And honestly, this one is moved to next week. Okay, so now looking at my habit trackers. I didn't even set the timers on yesterday or today. I set them on Wednesday, but then I wasn't even home because I was helping out. So I have no idea whether they went off or not, or what happens if your timers go off when you're not home. I'm guessing the Amazon eventually turns them off because by the time I got home, they were not going off. But yeah, anyway, I've done like a really bad job with bedtime this week. I don't know. Anyway, I've just not done like a great job with getting to bed on time. I've had like a lot running through my mind too, which is part of it because I haven't been getting into bed until 10. And then I'm like, okay, well, I need to read to like blank out my mind before I go to sleep. But then by the time I'm done reading, it's later. So anyway, that is kind of what's going on. I did wake up this morning. We are all good other than that. For my wins, I'm just going to say that it was a very productive week. even with like the familial chaos and shuffling things around so that I could help out, I wasn't sure like how much of my list I would actually be able to get done this week, but I was able to get a lot of it done. So I feel really good about that. What's working? Like having routines we can rely on. Not working. I feel like there's like a lot of digital chaos right now. Like I don't feel like my inbox is in order. I don't feel like my files are in order. I feel like everything has gotten very out of order. So next week or slash some of it this weekend, I want to take a look at that and fix that. And then I didn't really do like a great job with the stretch breaks or moving, or well, I guess moving I was, because I was like kind of on my feet, like just running around and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so I guess it's like kind of a mixed bag. Honestly, I'm not too fussed about this one that week. I'm still gonna do the timers again for next week, but like if I'm not home, I'm not home. For the lessons, honestly, I'm just gonna keep being flexible. This is not something that I expect that anyone expects to be resolved like super soon. There's going to be a surgery involved and a long recovery, and you know, we're just gonna have to see what happens and see how much we can help out and all of those things, because you know that's very important. And then next week I don't actually have anything specifically like on my calendar. We had a date night scheduled for next weekend, but the person who was supposed to be babysitting is in the hospital, so I don't know if we're still gonna do that. So I'm just gonna put like date night figure out. Oh, next week is also like February prep, and I also just wanna like work on a bunch of stuff that I've got going on for work, actually on both work streams for next week. I think next week is going to be a work focused week, because every week I've been picking like one focus area and just putting like a little focus for the week up at the top. It's either like a connecting thread that's pulling all of the areas together, or like my primary objective for the week, or just like the main focus, the thing that's most important. However I feel like categorizing it, that's what it is. So that's my reflections. Now we can go ahead and set up for week 4. I actually love the way it looks like this, so I think I'm gonna do that again. So these week stickers, both the ones that say which week of the year it is and the ones that have the dates on them, are from Lexi Kylie Designs. I absolutely love these. I don't think I was the only person, but I actually requested that she do these when she was taking like requests for $2 Tuesday. I saw that she had these and I was like, oh, I want week labels that go with that. So this is going to be, like I said, the week of January 23rd to January 9th. It is a week 4. Grab my MakseLife stencil bookmark. If you do not have one of these and you have been waiting and looking, I have heard that they are coming back super, super soon. So definitely keep an eye out. They have like an email reminders thing you can sign up for. I will definitely be posting and sharing when they are back in stock as well. So I will do the focus at the end. Just want to make sure it like matches with everything that I'm putting in. I am going to do this weekly overview setup. I don't know. I'm feeling like a very simple week. That is kind of why I grabbed my Ink and Volt desktop dashboard as well for the weekly overview. I have been having so much fun with my weekly overview spreads, and particularly have been absolutely loving the horizontal layout that I was in last week, the MakseLife horizontal flagship, which that's actually already the second time I've used that planner this year so far. So really feeling the horizontal planning. That is so crooked. But we're just gonna roll with it. But I think just like a lot of listing space is gonna be good for this week. I'm gonna have like my weekly actions that as my starting point for the list, but I know that just because of what my focus is, there's gonna be a lot added to it throughout the week, and I think that to-do listing space is gonna be really essential this week. And I love the way that dashboard has like all of the split listings. Oh man, that was rough. All right, I think I'm almost ready to like roll over all of these pens, like they're all running out of ink, and then I can just like I have new ones in all of the tip sizes. This is a pen that I keep on stockpile. And this is the Zebra Sarasa Clip. It's my favorite writing pen. This is the 1.0, the 0.5 is usually the one that I'm writing with. Okay, so insanely crookedness aside, we're just gonna go with that. I am gonna start in the fun and recreation category because there are a couple of like actually really pressing things in this category. I actually think I might just need like a bunch of space this week. Okay, it's all like little things. There's nothing like too time consuming in here, but again, we just have to decide what we're doing with that date night. It's okay if we want to move it. We do need to decide. So then I just also need to finish like I worked on the ski list last year. I ordered a bunch of stuff. I need to finish like the try-ons of everything because of the last things and like see if there's anything else that we need to get. There's like a couple of last order things that we need to get, like some hand warmers and stuff like that. So figure that out, you know, so that we have plenty of time for anything to get here before the trip and anything to be replaced if it needs to be replaced before the trip. And I also want to start a Go Wild list. I like have semi-started this, but it's not like, I need it more organized. So I'm not talking about like a packing list, not yet. Anyways, I'm not going to plan out what I'm going to be wearing months in advance or anything like that. But I want to like make sure I'm starting to think about anything I want to buy for table made gifts, anything that I need to order, especially if it's coming from a smaller shop, taking a look at some of like the shops that are partner shops that have like branded stuff and see if there's anything that I want to order, all kinds of stuff like that. Roommate gifts, any, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Just make a list of what I need generally. If you are going to Go Wild, definitely let me know in the comments. I cannot wait to meet everyone. I'm just so excited. Okay, and then the other thing is like the birthday brainstorm and also just regular weekly plans. Okay, so then for health and wellness, I am gonna set 3 habits. The first one is gonna be like getting to bed on time, and I'm just gonna emphasize the bedtime part, like bedtime, not like in bedtime, if that makes sense. Like when I am going to sleep is at 10 p.m., not when I am getting into bed to read. And the whole like skincare routine thing going pretty well so far. And then also just do want to set those timers again. Like this week I understand why it didn't work, and it didn't work because I was like running all over the place. I wasn't home to hear the diapers. When I am home all week, it is very helpful. So on the days that I was like home and set them, it works. But when I'm not home or when I don't set them, it doesn't work. So I will continue to set them for the days that I'm home. If I'm out running around, it's, you know, I'm moving around anyways, and it's not like the purpose is for me to just not be sitting at my desk all day. It's to like get up and move around the house, to stretch, all that kind of stuff. So if I'm out and about, then that's fine. Okay, and then that one that is carrying over is the kids' dentist. I almost forgot my quarterly tax payment despite having it written down in at least 4 different places and on my Google Calendar, but I did it. I got it. So we are good. And I think that's everything. This is like, I highly doubt that's going to happen this month, but that's like a conscious decision. So that's okay. And I guess I can just have like a couple of little things here. So start like incorporating my financial tracking into the weekly routine, which I did it this week, but I didn't do it like in conjunction with other planning stuff. And I think it would be a bit of a time saver to just do it in conjunction with other like admin and time stuff, if that makes sense. And then I want to start my tax folder because my husband just got his W-2. Our 2 routines, and then I need to give a basement reply. The 2 routines are the daily clean and the no eating in the car, which I feel like I said last week I was going to take that out. It's still going really well, but I think I'll leave it in until the end of the month, and then I won't put it in my actions for next month. So this will be the last week, unless like something crazy happens, but we've just made this a rule. The baby actually talks about it all the time. She's 2.5, not really a baby, but she's just like every time we get in the car, she's like, no more food. Make basement the focus. I just really need to do it. We just got off track with everything going on because it's one that like, it's not like I can just take care of it. It's me and my husband need to like go through it together, and then it just requires a little bit more coordination, and then his working, then also with like the hospital stuff, that definitely fell through the cracks this week. Okay, so I'm kind of purposefully saving work for last. I think these two, the family and like the spiritual and personal growth, are going to be pretty much the same as they were last week. I need to do one more outreach, like donation outreach for the PTA, where everyone is like responsible. We're having a silent auction in the spring and everyone is like responsible for soliciting a certain number of donations. So anyway, I need to send one more, like I need to secure one more donation. That, and just, actually, you know what? I am going to put the be helpful down in family for this week. Between the familial stress and the like excitement from my channel class, that was the problem with sleeping. I was just like simultaneously feeling stressed and anxious and feeling really excited about two completely different things, but like the combination of the two was more than my poor brain could handle at bedtime. So I'm just gonna like carve out a pre-bedtime window to like blank out my mind. Actually, you know what? That one can even be a habit like related to the bedtime, but I feel like that's a really good habit. I won't need two of those. I'll put them together in my habit tracker, right? Because the end goal of this is to make it to bed on time, but I think this will be really helpful. Then for family, we have the kids' routines. This was another one where like usually we're really strong on this, but the past week was not like great for it. But honestly, pretty understandable. I let my first grader skip most of her homework last week. There was like a lot of chaos going on, and she also was, she like tends to be like really sensitive and empathetic. I was like picking up on the familial stress, plus it's a family member she loves that's in the hospital, so it was pretty stressful. She's really the only kid that's I think old enough to like really appreciate what that means. You know, like the other kids can say it, but she's the only one who really like understands what's happening, if that makes sense. So I think just like trying to get back to the routines and like prioritize the routines, which will help them. My husband and I, the other thing was like around finding a new show that my husband and I could watch together and enjoy, because otherwise neither of us feel like watching TV, and then we spend like very little evening time together. But we really have been loving Industry, which we just started, which was like one that we had skipped when it first came on and just didn't watch, but I both really loved the first couple of episodes. So we're watching that now. So I don't feel like I need to put that there, but again, I'm just gonna put like to be as helpful as possible. So up in personal, what is going on here? We've got, okay, this one, I feel like the admin situation right now is a little bit out of control. So I just feel like that needs to just get really back in focus. And I think part of the problem is I usually do it on Monday. We've just had so many like Monday holidays, like New Year's was a holiday, and then last week was a holiday on Monday, and then the kids are out of school and I can't do like my usual admin triage that I do on Mondays. So I just need to like focus on that admin. Email, files. It's mostly digital, honestly, at this point. Oh, and also my Notion is like a little bit of a mess right now too. Okay, which is another app that I use to help me plan, but it's on digital. So I think that's that. I'm not gonna put like meal planning, scheduling, all that stuff's gonna happen. So we're good. I guess I can, well, that admin and calendar session semi-go together. If this is January 29th, is the end of the week, and then I'll only have a few days, so I'm probably going to want to start on February like planning this week. And that's one where it kind of, because like content goes in work now, but like life essential also, it's a weird split, but this I'm still going to put it in personal. Here too, it's organized is like a good word of the week. Honestly, it's probably a good word of the week for the work stuff too. This week I've got like a article that's publishing early in the week, but it's minor edits is all that's going to be needed. So I don't know that I need to put anything in the weekly actions for that. I will put it in my weekly overview spread. I need to work on my portfolio. I also want to like do, related to this mega admin, I want to do like an inventory of all this footage that I have. Well, it's not on my phone anymore. I had to move it off my phone, but it's from my phone. Just kind of squeezed a couple of things into that last one, but I've just got some action items from the class that I want to take care of, and some other things that have been on my mind, and all of that good stuff. So that is looking very busy. I feel like my weekly action items have been so very busy these first couple of weeks of the year, but they've all been achievable. I mean, you can see what I'm checking off, but it's still like a lot of little things and habits. It's nothing that's going on these. It's like anything that's unachievable, even though it looks like so much is written on the page. The work stuff is the priority for this week. I actually think it's gonna be like organized. It's gonna be like work systems organized. You would think that I haven't been using this planner for over a year. I just forgot to write down wins, but I will put the wins here at the bottom, and that is fine. And then watch next week. I bet that I start to write the wins here without even looking on the fact that that says working, and you can see if that happens if you watch my next plan with me. All right, so that is it for my weekly actions. Okay, so let's take a look at my daily planner. It's been a while since I've done this on a Friday, and I like can actually plan for the weekend. Although, let's take a look. This is what my planner looks like for Friday. I did not do that for most of the week. Things just got a little bit out of control, and I had a nail appointment today, and other than that I just kind of made a list, which I didn't get to do the cleaning stuff because my husband is actually working from home today, and I felt too weird filming that while he was working downstairs, but I'm doing this, and I did film some other stuff, and I was hoping to get to some of like the computer stuff today, but I didn't get to it, but I did do that. So anyway, that is what a very minimal day in my daily duo looks like. I think we're gonna go to my dad's tomorrow in the morning, and my dad also lives really close to where the hospital is, which is like convenient because the kids are not allowed to visit, but in case me or my husband wants to go over, but I'm not 100% sure yet, so I might just put it in. I feel like I usually write Pops because that's what my kids call my dad. Here are some things that I want to finish this weekend that are like not my Sunday usual things, which I'll put on Sunday. 1, the basement. Reading the basement quote with my husband, who will be home because it's the weekend. Edit a haul. 3, finish this memory spread that I pulled stickers for a really long while ago. Then the rest I'll add to it as anything else comes up. I think I'm gonna stick with like this no washi, super simple setup. I'm just kind of feeling it right now. And what I love about these Erin Condren highlighters they're honestly not my favorite highlighter, but I love like having the color that matches so nicely. And they're not like bad or anything. They're just, I like a little bit squishier of a highlighter. But especially for the ones where the colors do match really well, like this month, I feel like I end up using it a lot because it's just nice for days where you don't really want to like make a huge effort to pull out colors or anything like that. And I'm actually just gonna leave that like that, and I'm not gonna plan Sunday yet because I want to see how tomorrow goes. So I am gonna leave it there for today. In video time, I will be back in just a second to keep going with my planning routine. Okay, it is Sunday night now, so I'm ready to set up my weekly dashboard for the week and close this out. I do have my weekly actions open over here. I'm gonna get like the top portion set up, and then I'm gonna jump into the split listing areas. I'm really excited to be using this again this week. I haven't used this since the end of last year when I used this so many times in December when things got super busy. I think this is my favorite way to plan, at least right now, when I don't feel like stickering, when things are like really hectic, but I still want like a cute weekly overview that's gonna help keep me organized. So this is the week of Jan 23rd to 29th. And this week will be, I'm gonna say this week will be productive. Something that I love about this that I didn't initially think that I was gonna really like about this, it says this week will be, and then you fill it in, and then it says because, and you give a reason. And I initially did think that was like a little bit cheesy, but I've actually really grown to love it. So this week will be productive because I am willing to put the work in. I did just write work for it instead because I thought that would fit better, but same sentiment, cute. And then let's number these as well. Okay, so I have meal planned already, so I am just gonna put that in, starting with that Thursday is our takeout night as per usual, and then I just planned Monday through Wednesday, did not plan Friday. And then I never meal plan the weekend. We usually leave that a bit more flexible, and Sunday gets planned with the following week because that's when we do our grocery shopping. So I did, like I said, do our meal planning. I do it as I'm unpacking the groceries, which has been really, really helpful. And as of late, this is my second month in a row that I've been using my MC Squares like dry erase calendar as my meal planner. So I still meal plan like, you know, a week at a time, a chunk at a time, but it all goes on a calendar for the month. I absolutely have been loving that. I have posted like a bunch of reels and I think even a YouTube short or two with that. So hopefully you've seen it. And tomorrow we are having split pea soup. We were supposed to have it last week, but I forgot to buy the peas. My husband went to Walmart today and there was like a mega sale on vegetables. So we have like all of these vegetables that we don't usually get, like rice cauliflower and like more like bagged compressed vegetables were on sale, which we don't usually buy. So hopefully the kids, cauliflower is one of the kids' favorite vegetables, but I don't know if they've ever had it riced. We used to eat that a lot, but hopefully they like it. So that is the meal plan so far. And then I'm just gonna run back through this so I can like pick on my priorities and all of that stuff. Well, I guess the number one priority is still just anything that the relative needs who's in the hospital, that making sure to be helpful with that. It hasn't been like a tremendous amount, you know, just like some errands here or there, moving the schedule around a little so that my husband can go and visit, different stuff, but it's not like, you know, I still have plenty of time to get through my to-do list and all that kind of stuff. Number 2 is the file organization, personal stuff and channel stuff both. I'm just gonna lump them together for number 2. And then number 3, I'm just gonna say Feb prep because it's right around the corner. Okay, so I'm gonna put this section down here as my work stuff. I just don't think I'm gonna have that much. My piece is actually running tomorrow morning and it's already like been final signed off on, so nothing for this week to do for that, and I just don't have that much. Okay, so then this one I always like to leave as stuff for next week. Make an admin list. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna have to swap out my 1.0 and my 0.5 pen after this video, but I just grabbed the 0.7 for now, which is the one that I've used the least. I have more, but they're like over in my cabinet, and I do like to try and use them all the way up, but it gets tough at the end. Basically, I split it into like 2 personal-ish categories, 2 channel-y stuff categories, work, and next week. Now I'm going to go through my weekly action items and kind of transfer things into the appropriate buckets and also add some other to-dos in. Trying to honor like the gray as the top 3 in that category, but sometimes it's just kind of ends up being a running list. Okay, so I think that is everything on my list from now. Almost all of that is just transferred over from my weekly actions and then just kind of categorized appropriately. For my habits, the first one is going to be the timer, say the pre-bedtime routine, and then the last one I'm going to do the kids' routines. Let's go with a little blue. I don't really have a blue dot marker that matches that, so I'm just gonna use the gray one along the side here, and I just like to use this in case I want to assign things to a certain days. Like I still check it off in the box, but if I say, you know, on Monday I might decide I'm gonna do something on Wednesday, and then I can put the list down in there. I usually use this space for a quote, but I actually think I'm gonna set this up for a little journaling space, just because I can't think of a quote right now, or even like something to Google to lead me to a quote. I don't have any ideas, so I'm just gonna put journaling space. I've done that before in my daily duo and have liked it, and this past week in my MakseLife, I kind of made like a little intention / journaling space with some of the area on some of the days, and I really like that as well. So we're gonna go with it. All right, so that is my weekly overview, and now I'm set up for Monday. I did not finish the memory spread, and I didn't use my planner on Sunday, although I got a tremendous amount of things done, just all Sunday usual things, and then also I cleaned the inside of the fridge, which was like a little bit impromptu, but it really needed it. So I am not going to go and back plan Sunday. I'm gonna skip it and go to Monday. Going to copy a few of the things that were on this list onto my to-do list. Camera cut out for a second, but because I was looking for this stencil, which had fallen from its spot, and clear acrylic stencils are amazing, but they are very difficult to find if you misplace them. But we've got the wake up, the morning routine, and then us. Then we will do our work. And then maybe do a stretch break here. So that is what my day looks like. Pretty typical Monday. And then basically what I do on these is I put in the things that are time sensitive, which is on this day is just the bus. And then I just split the day up into like little chunks of what I plan to work on and when. And you know, if something runs over that is like important, like the work, then I just push things back or rearrange things a little bit. But otherwise I kind of just stick to this general bucket or this general order of I'm going to be working on things, or this general order of the way I'll work on things. I'm gonna go with this Galaxy washi. I feel like this ties the blue and the peach together, even though it's not like actually peach, it's like a kind of pale pink, but I feel like it's close enough, and then I don't have to white anything out because I'm not going to, and I like the blue. I'm just gonna put a box here, and I'm not gonna fill it out or anything, but I usually end up making a list here of some kind on Mondays, either like an admin thing or a content related thing down in the bottom here. So I'll just leave that alone for right now. All right, that is everything all finished up. There is my weekly overview spread, Monday in my daily duo, and of course my MakseLife weekly actions and my reflections page all set up for next week. So I hope you enjoyed this planning routine video. Have a super awesome week. Let me know in the comments down below something you'll be working on this week. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You can also check me out on Instagram and TikTok at MyCraftyPlans, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!